It's NQ Explorers again. Today we're on another metal detecting outing to the site of a heavy coastal defence battery from the Second World War. There's two gun emplacements there where there was 155mm guns and a couple of searchlight positions and a battery command post, and there was a camp and little regimental aid post and a hospital sort of thing. I'm pretty sure I've never been there, but I'm pretty sure the gun emplacements remain, but the camp area may be pretty knocked about because there was a failed residential subdivisional development was started there, and the GFC sort of killed it, so it was half finished, and I think it may have obliterated the old camp. But we'll have a look when we get there, and hopefully there's still a few old relics left behind in the place, and we find a few interesting items. So back shortly at the site. Well, there's no road to this site during the war, and the supplies came across from town on a barge, and the encampment area is just up behind me here, this little creek here. You can see there's an old concrete causeway that the army put there during the war, and they had one blitz truck over here that used to run from the camp up to the gun emplacement, which was up this direction in this track on the way we're going. So this is part of the a little bit of a road that the army built during the war to get the supplies from the barges up to the guns. So, well, this is the camp area proper. There's Mrs. NQ over there getting ready to start a bit of detecting. And this is the little beach where the supplies and things would have come across from town. That's the inlet there that they're guarding with the guns. Nice little spot. But behind me here is the old army kitchen. It's just been built out of local stone and concreted together, and concrete walls. Stone walls with a concrete floor, and as you can see there's the fireplace, which a few people have been using recently by the look of it. That's typical of the World War II chimneys we find up on the Atherton tablelands in the big army camps up there. And there's got some sort of steel attachment in the wall there. May have been a baker's oven in behind there by the look of that. That looks like the entrance to a, who knows. Anyway, this is definitely part of the old encampment. And couldn't wish for a more idyllic spot to be baking bread, I suppose. Good little spot. Okay, we'll just swing the detector around here for a while and see what we can come up with. Then we'll go up to the gun emplacements. Well, that's the old camp kitchen there. I've just got the first coin for the day, but the bad news is it's a 1 cent piece. There we go. Anyway, there's coins here. Keep hunting. Well, I'm 2 paces close to the old World War II camp kitchen, and another coin, but still no banana. It's a 2 cent piece this time. Actually, the reason for all these modern coins being here is that this is a popular fishing area, or has been over the years, and there'll be a lot of ring pools and modern junk around the place. But there might be some old treasures hidden amongst the modern junk, so we'll keep persevering, and on we go. But that's all right, 2 coins. Here's my next find. I'm getting warmer. It's a tarpaulin loop off a, well actually it may be off a camouflage net, because this area was all heavily camouflaged with that scrim netting, so possibly a camouflage net loop, tie down loop. Okay, well, let's go up the hill there. I've noticed something interesting up ahead. We'll go and have a look at that. Well, there's another relic on the track, a little old dozer. I'd say this is nothing left of it. Little caterpillar or something. Plenty of you blokes know more about these than I do, but I'd say she's an old, would have been used by the army to push this track through here. That's the way up to the gun emplacements during the war. Down there's the camp kitchen on the beach there. There's Mrs. NQ on a dig down there. Hopefully she's got something. This is the main camp area, and since there was no road in here, this old girl had no way of getting out here after the war, so she just stayed here. There's one of the tracks all curled up here. Yeah, so there's obviously been like pushing trees and things with that. Someone's taken the badge off the front. I don't know, could be an old Alice Chalmers or a cat, or who knows. I'll see if I can get some sort of identity off it, and I'll subtitle any information I can get. Okay, we'll go up and have a look at the old camp. Just having a look at this kitchen. This poor old cook. Well, he didn't have the worst job in the army, did he? Just walk out here and throw a line in. You can see out there, you can't quite see them, but the main channel and the lead lights run into the harbour over there, so this point sticks well out into the Coral Sea here, and this is where obviously spot for a gun emplacement to cover to the north in that direction, and the northeast over there. So we'll go up and have a look on the guns shortly. We'll just keep hunting this little beach where the camp was, in this old camp kitchen, and then we'll go out and have a look at the guns, or the emplacements. The guns aren't there anymore. Well, I'm on the hill slope just above that old camp kitchen. I've got this here. I think it may be a part of a lamp, a hurricane lamp or something. The battery actually had its own power, so but of course they would have needed lamps to get around, and that's an interesting looking relic actually. I'd say it's a lamp top, but if I can get a marking off it, I'll subtitle any information. So I'd say that's a relic from the army camp days. Okay, back shortly. Okay, I've got 2 1-cent pieces and a 2-cent piece, totaling 4 cents. Mrs. NQ has to top me. She gets a 5-cent piece, so she's a cent ahead of me. No old coins yet, we've got a few decimals. Never mind, on we go. Beautiful spot to be hunting anyway. Okay, we're on the other side of that camp kitchen now. Mrs. NQ just called me over. She's found an old concrete installation here. There's a little set of steps here. Could have been a little hut or maybe an ablution block, but she just found a nice little webbing buckle on the top of it there, on the upper steps. That's one of the little strap buckles. Nice one. That's the first proper military relic we got out of here, other than that, perhaps that lamp top. Good one. Okay, so we'll just keep hunting on these little steps here. I just found another 1-cent piece down there. Plenty of decimal coins around, but anyway, we'll keep looking. Well, we're on the track now on the way up to the gun emplacements into the area constructed by the army during the war. This little, this little thing is here. It looks like some sort of water storage unit. It's got a outlet and a concrete box with an inlet and an outlet pipe area. I know they did pump water up from the freshwater creek down at the campsite. So anyway, this is the track up to the main gun emplacement. So we'll be up there shortly. Well, we just got hit by a big tropical shower coming up the hill to the gun emplacements. We're saturated. Never mind, all part of the fun. This is the #1 gun emplacement. It's the lower emplacement. You can see that's where the 155mm gun was sat there, and there's a traversing rail ring on the outside. And behind us here we've got a little ready-use ammunition bunker. And I would say that the ammunition bunker's in there, and they'd be handed through to the gunners in here. Unfortunately you can't see the field of fire too well. It's obliterated with the rain. There's a big squall coming across, but that's alright. So this is #1 gun emplacement, the lower one. I don't think we'll be doing any more detecting, but we'll go up and have a look at the number 2 gun emplacement and the battery command post, which is up on the top of the hill. And there's also a, I believe, an anti-aircraft machine gun emplacement up there too, a 50 cal mount. So I'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Okay, just another shot of that number 1 lower emplacement. A bit of job of work to dig this out of the rock on the hillside. Those Civil Construction Corps and the Army built this, but bit of work. But to put the place in perspective, if we that's north in that direction, north-northeast, Port Moresby, about 800 kilometres. It's about 1200 kilometres to Rabaul in that direction, and in that direction there, to the east-northeast, Guadalcanal is about 1500 kilometres, or 800 miles or so, whatever the conversion is. So, I mean, the Battle of the Coral Sea was between here and Guadalcanal, obviously. So, this port here was the closest main eastern seaboard Australian port to all the action, so there was plenty of naval activity in this area during the war. So that's why this was a strategic location that required protecting by these coastal guns. Okay, we'll go up and have a look at the battery command post and see if we can find number 2 gun. Ahead of us here, that's the main ammunition storage bunker. There's 2 large rooms with an earth roof and concrete walls, reinforced concrete there. And they actually had a little jetty with a funicular railway which put the shells up to the main ammunition store, and then they were brought up by the soldiers to the ready use stores in the behind the gun emplacement. So that's another piece of memorabilia left behind. Well, it's been a hike up the hill here, but I found the battery command post. It's a monster, big complex. Be up there shortly. Well, it's been an effort. I hope the rain's not getting on the lens of the camera because it's still raining. Here's the battery command post with some steps to the main. On the top there was the rangefinder and a searchlight position, but I'm not going up those steps. They're rotten old timber things. Yeah, so there you can see the main observation window out there, looking to the north, the northeast to seaward. And behind me is a bit of concrete. This was a little, like a rest hut basically for the crew. A little mess and that sort of thing while they were on duty up here on the top of the hill. So, that's the battery command post. I haven't located number 2 gun position yet, but boy, it's tough going in this country. I don't know how they got all this stuff up here. Hey, this is that recreation area behind the battery command post. These army blokes are pretty creative. Looks like they've got a swimming pool here. Beautifully lined with the rocks, and they've got a couple of little seats, and they would have pumped the water up from down below in the on the ocean there. Well, they would have been pumping fresh water up here for drinking anyway, but that's a pretty good. Well, it would have been hot here in summer, so that was a great idea. You can sit in the pool at the back while you're off duty. Good one. Well, here's a surface find, old bit of crockery, just like an old army white, typical army plate. Up, this is in the recreation hut area behind the battery command post. So, a few relics here, but it's pretty rocky terrain, so not really detectable. Okay, we'll just go up here and see if we can locate number. Well, we found number 2 battery. It's just down the hill in front of us. I can see a concrete roof structure down there, so we're going to head down that slope and then head back round to number 1. So they look like they're about the same level. This one's more to the east-northeast than the first one. Okay, off we go down this hill slope. The ocean jet below. You can see container ship on the horizon out there. That's give you some idea of the field of fire of these guns. That's the main entrance to the harbour there, where the there's a reef. There's a couple of reefs out there just outside where that ship's running, but the main entrance is here to the left, so this is the area that the guns are protecting. Okay, well, here's the other gun emplacement. This is actually, we climbed all over this hill looking for this thing, but it was down below the first one. So number 1 is a lower gun, that's this one, and the other one we were showing you earlier, which we were misidentifying as number 2, is up there, up this ridge line, and up the top of the ridge is that battery command post we were before. So this is the number 2 emplacement, beg your pardon, the number 1 emplacement, the lower emplacement. And the showers are cleared up a bit, got a bit of sunshine out there to the north. So yeah, there's the field of fire, there's that ship we were showing you before. And the guns here could traverse 180 degrees in this mount, as you can see, that direction to due east to just about due west to cover the harbour entrance, which is back over there. And you can just make out the lead lights over there, but you won't be able to see those on the videos, but that's the main channel going into the harbour. So okay, That's the number 1 gun emplacement, the lower gun emplacement. Okay. Well, Mrs. NQ's got a lovely old Relic here, ring up about a 60 on the ATPro, 52 to 60. An old army spoon. Oh, what a beauty, look at that. Definitely a World War II cutlery item. Good one. I'll subtitle a hallmark. What a beauty. And that's, just to put it in perspective, that's the camp kitchen just there. From what we can ascertain, there's some concrete steps there. That old bulldozer's up over in there on the track to the emplacements in that direction. And I believe the camps are up there. There should be concrete slabs, but we haven't located them yet, but we're going to keep looking. Okay. Well, I've just moved back up from the beach. We think we may have located the main camp area here. And I just picked this up out of this little shallow scrape. Looks like a pocket watch, back of a pocket watch. It's silver plated. I won't scratch it too much. I wouldn't imagine it's silver. But yeah, you can see it there, silver. And I'll subtitle it, if there's any markings on the inside or any engraving on it, I'll subtitle it. Good one. That was only a shallow scrape, that one, so wasn't really under the soil very much. Well, I just got this, we're up in the camp area still, I think that's the burner out of one of those hurricane lamps or something like that. Found a few of these over the years in these old sites, so they're army sites. Okay, well, it's starting to rain again. It's getting pretty rough out here, but Mrs. NQ's just picked up a fired 303 shell. I'll get the end markings off it and subtitle them. So obviously a wartime round, and another great find. We're in the encampment area, so plenty of relics in here, long grass, but we're still picking stuff out of it. That's all right. Okay. Well, this is the creek where the army camp got its fresh water from. It actually dries up in the dry season, I believe, and they had to truck water over from town. But that's that old causeway I showed you earlier on. But this is beautiful clear water at the moment because of all this rain we're getting. No worries. Well, there's a view of that camp kitchen from the beach. What a spot. You can see there's sort of a jetty, probably foundations came out from there, but anyway, look, that was our little hunt. We've been cut short a bit by the rain. As you can see, we've got to head off that way. It's about 2 kilometres back to the cache through the bush, and we're absolutely drenched already. And the weather's really closing in from the south there, so we might head out. Didn't really get it as much detecting in as we like, but we're going to come back. There's definitely we'll treat this as part 1. We'll come back here, and there's sure to be some relics and maybe some old coins in this army campsite from the war, so we'll be back for sure. But in the meantime, thanks very much for watching our video, and best of luck on your next outing, and happy hunting everybody. Bye for now.